To the Village of Bartlett Board meeting for April 16, 2024. I call this meeting to order and ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Trustee Daney?
Here.
Gansey?
Here.
Feinstein?
Here.
Hopkins?
Here.
Ford?
Here.
Swansky?
Here.
President Wallace?
Here. We've requested that Reverend Andrew Weiss of Faith World Outreach do our invocation. Thank you for being here, Reverend.
Heavenly Father, we come before you tonight very grateful for our wonderful community. We ask your continued blessings, safety, and protection over this community and your favor for those who serve this community so faithfully, Jesus. We thank you for this time tonight. We ask your blessings and safety on this, Lord, your wisdom and guidance. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Reverend.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
Under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Brings us to our consent agenda this evening. All items listed with an asterisk will be enacted in one motion. There'll be no separate discussion on items that are on the consent agenda. That being said, would any board member like to add or remove anything from the consent?
Yes, Mr. President, I would like to add item E1.
Does anybody have any discussion around the approving of contract services between the Village of Bartlett and Northeast DuPage Family and Youth Services for social worker services?
No.
All right. That being said, I'll entertain a motion to approve the amended consent agenda this evening, which will include the committee, March 19, 2024, public hearing, board committee, April 2nd, 2024, the bills list for April 16th, 2024. The consent this evening will also be including items C1 and 2. The consent will also be including items D, 1, 2, and 3. The consent will be adding item E1 in the Police and Health Committee, and the consent will also include items F1 and 2.
So moved.
Second.
By Trustee Daney, seconded by Trustee Hopkins. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Daney?
Yes.
Gansey?
Yes.
Feinstein?
Yes.
Hopkins?
Yes.
Laporte?
Yes.
Swansky?
Yes.
That motion carries. I'll entertain a motion to approve the amended consent.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Trustee Daney, seconded by Trustee Swansky. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Gansey?
Yes.
Feinstein?
Yes.
Hopkins?
Yes.
Laporte?
Yes.
Swansky?
Yes.
Daney?
Yes.
That motion carries. That brings us to our consent, or our treasurer's report this evening. Mr. Treasurer?
Thank you. Included in the packet for tonight is the Treasurer's report for the month of February. Also included is the sales tax report. We received $348,179 in February. That was up $13,000, or about 4% from the prior year. And for the motor fuel tax, we received $148,000, up about $11,000 from the prior year. And for the LGDF, we're up to $6,689,000 for the year. If that was at 10%, that would be $8,900,000, about $3,200,000 difference. So that's it for the Treasurer's report, unless there's any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Treasurer. Anybody have any questions for the Treasurer? All right, we'll move on to the President's report. First part of the President's report this evening is our Commissioner reappointments. We have 4, I believe. First, we'll do the Economic and Development Commission reappointments. So as we all know, with the advice and consent of the Village Board, I intend to reappoint Bob Gorski to serve a 3-year term on the Economic Development Commission beginning April 16, 2024 and expiring April 16, 2027. I entertain a motion to concur with that reappointment.
Definitely, yes, I move.
Second.
Moved by Trustee Daney, second by Trustee Laporte. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Gansey?
Yes.
Gunstein?
Yes.
Hopkins?
Yes.
Laporte?
Yes.
Swansky?
Yes.
Daney?
Yes.
That motion carries. Bob, thanks for being here. Thanks for your service. We appreciate it. Next, we have a reappointment of Bruce Suffern. With the advice and consent of the Village Board, I intend to reappoint Bruce Suffern to serve a 3-year term on the Economic Development Commission beginning April 16, 2024, expiring April 16, 2027. I entertain a motion to concur with that reappointment.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Trustee Daney, seconded by Trustee Laporte. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Gunstein?
Yes.
Hopkins?
Yes.
Laporte?
Yes.
Swansky?
Yes.
Daney?
Yes.
Gansey?
Yes.
That motion carries. Thank you, Bruce, for your service. We appreciate it. Moving on to Planning and Zoning Commission, 4-year terms. With the advice and consent of the board, I intend to reappoint Charlie DeVoe to serve a 4-year term on the Planning and Zoning Commission beginning April 16, 2024 and expiring April 16, 2010. With that, I'll entertain a motion to concur the reappointment of Charlie.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by trustee Daney, seconded by trustee Laporte. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Hopkins?
Yes.
Laporte?
Yes.
Swansky?
Yes.
Daney?
Yes, for sure.
Gansey?
Yes.
Gunstein?
Yes.
Motion carries. Where's Charlie hiding? There he is. Hey, thanks, Charlie. Thanks for your service. Finally, with the advice and consent of the village board, I intend to reappoint Julie Kapadakis
There you go.
to serve a 4-year term on the Planning and Zoning Commission beginning April 16, 2024 and expiring April 16, 2028.
So moved.
Motion to concur the reappointment of Julie Kapadakis.
Yeah.
Kapadakis.
So moved.
Kapadakis.
Yeah, we got it. So moved.
Second.
By trustee Daney, seconded by trustee Laporte. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Laporte?
Yes.
Swansky?
Yes.
Daney?
Yes, for sure.
Gansey? Gunstein?
Yes.
Hopkins?
Yes. That motion carries. Julie, thank you for your service. We appreciate it.
Thank you all for your.
I just want to take a moment and thank all of the commissioners for the efforts that they put forth on the respective boards. I know that sometimes it can be a little laborious. You know, I served for many years on the Plan Commission, so I know that there are times that I, just dreaded coming to meetings, and there are other times that I just thoroughly enjoyed coming to meetings. So I hope you have more of the good times than the bad times. But again, thank you very much for all your service for all the years. Thank you.
All right, and now we move on to the Board of Police and Fire Commissioners. With a 3-year term, with the advice and consent of the board, I intend to reappoint Guy Papa. I don't see Guy here today, though. I don't see him here, but to serve a 3-year term on the Board of Police and Fire Commissioners beginning April 16, 2024 and expiring April 16, 2027. I'll entertain a motion to reappoint the appointment of Guy Papa.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by trustee Swansky, seconded by trustee Daney. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Swansky?
Yes.
Daney?
Yes.
Gansey?
Yes.
Gunstein?
Yes.
Hopkins?
Yes.
Laporte?
Yes.
That motion carries. Thank you, Guy, if you're listening. With the advice and consent of the village board, I intend to reappoint Ken Parcell to serve a 3-year term on the Board of Police and Fire Commissioners beginning April 16, 2024 and expiring April 16, 2027. I'll entertain a motion for the reappointment of Ken Parcell.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by trustee Swansky, second by trustee Daney. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Daney?
Yes.
Gansey?
Yes.
Gunstein?
Yes.
Hopkins?
Yes.
Laporte?
Yes.
Swansky?
Yes.
That motion carries as well. Thank you all for your service. We appreciate you all serving on those committees. Very important, and we don't take that for granted, so thank you for that. Next item we have this evening under the President's Report is the CALEA Presentation, which I will turn over to Chief Petkalis for our CALEA Awards.
Good evening. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Village Board. If you recall, last November, you, Village Administrator Schumacher, Deputy Chief Nadenoff, and our accreditation manager, Larry Pinzek, traveled to the west coast of Bellevue, Washington for our reaccreditation hearing. And I am proud to announce that our regional program manager of the Great Lakes region, Dan Shaw, is here to present you with our award. We've been a part of CALEA for a long time. This is our 9th overall accreditation and 8th reaccreditation. So ever since I've started, I've been a part of CALEA. And as you know, we just see a lot of benefits with having the most up-to-date policies and procedures that put us in our police department to be the most professional, not only in the area, but across the state, that not only should our residents be proud of, but our village board proud as well, too. Before I invite Mr. Shaw up, I'd like to bring up Margaret and Larry, and then Will and Rob. So I'd be remiss if I didn't give a lot of credit to where credit's due, and that is to my staff, and especially our accreditation manager, Larry Pinzek. He's been with us for a long time, and he just announced that he's going to be retiring in the beginning of October. And with us, we have Margaret Diaz, who has been very helpful in getting us to be reaccredited. And she is looking to take over the reins from Larry and has been going through all the different trainings, and we're really appreciative of the support of the board. She's going to be going to the next CALEA conference, as you saw there, Mayor, to get the training that she needs to take us to the next level after Larry leaves. Also, too, want to thank Deputy Chief Nadenoff. He is in charge of sports services, and, he oversees the commission. But on behalf of the police department, I'm just very proud to invite Dan Shaw up to present you with the award.
Thank you, Chief. Forgive me for using my presentation crutch. Mayor Wallace, members of the Board of Trustees, Village Administrator Schumacher, and ladies and gentlemen of the audience, it is my pleasure to stand before you and your community tonight to honor what I believe to be a shining example of law enforcement professionalism, your Bartlett Police Department. On behalf of the Commission on Accreditation for Law Enforcement Agencies, better known as CALEA, the Commission Chair, Chief Marlon Lynch, I thank you for welcoming me to this formally present the Advanced Law Enforcement Accreditation Certificate to the Bartlett Police Department. CALEA was created in 1979 by the International Chiefs of Police, the National Sheriff's Association, the Police Executive Research Forum, and the National Association of Black Law Enforcement Executives. This was done after calls for public safety reforms following the civil rights uprising of the 1960s. At that time, the founding organizations recognized the need to develop a set of comprehensive professional standards to enhance the delivery of police services. As a former chief of police myself, I truly believe if more agencies across this great nation had taken up the original call to action in 1979, the tragic events of the past few years may have been avoided. This is because the goals of CALEA accreditation are to strengthen crime prevention and control capabilities, formalize essential management procedures, establish fair and non-discriminatory personnel practices, improve service delivery, solidify interagency cooperation and coordination, and finally, to increase community and staff confidence in their law enforcement agency. Since its inception, CALEA has accredited agencies based on a body of standards developed with input from many of the best public safety minds and practitioners and leaders of our time. The CALEA standards address a wide range of administrative, operational, and logistical issues and serve as a modern management model that provides the framework for recognizing professional excellence within public safety. Based on the goals and mission statement of CALEA, I can think of no better time to present this accreditation certificate to an agency than at an open meeting where all can share and recognize the hard work of this agency and the commitment to comply both in letter and the spirit of accreditation standards. This certificate is not simply a matted piece of paper within a frame, but it has a much broader symbolic meaning. This certificate represents the agency's efforts to maintain accredited status, demonstrating its willingness to embrace change. It's in its quest for continuous improvement of the public safety service to your community. It represents a commitment to doing the right thing the right way and at the right time. It represents adherence to a professional code. And lastly, it represents ongoing dedication to ensuring that agencies' resources are appropriately developed, effectively deployed, and consistently managed, all in the name of a safer community. Since this agency's previous accreditation award in 2019, CALEA Assessment Services staff have conducted 4 web-based or virtual assessments of the Bartlett Police Department. These assessments involve an in-depth audit of the compliance documentation supplied by the agency to ensure it has maintained accreditation standards. On July 24, 2023, following these virtual assessments, an independent CALEA selected and trained assessor visited the village of Bartlett and its police department to conduct a 4-day site-based assessment of the agency's activities, functional components, and management strategies based primarily on observations of the agency's operations and interviews with its staff and community stakeholders. Upon conclusion of the four-year reaccreditation process, the assessment services team determined that the Bartlett Police Department had maintained compliance with all applicable CALEA standards. As the chief mentioned earlier, at the commission meeting held in Bellevue, Washington on November 11, 2023, CALEA commissioners reviewed the four-year assessment report. They also had an opportunity to interview Chief Prekellis and the staff present. After its review, the committee concurred with the report's findings and unanimously voted to award the Bartlett Police Department with its 9th consecutive award for advanced law enforcement accreditation. I should note that the police department has been accredited since November 22 of 1995, making it a meritorious agency due to its length of time of continuous accreditation. At this time, I would like to invite the chief and the agency staff members to come back up for the presentation of the certificate. Or does it go to the mayor? I don't know what your protocol is. Let's do it that way.
Well, we're not going to let Larry leave. For those of you who don't know, when you go to these things, Larry is like a rock star. He's like, everyone knows him, everybody knows Larry, knows what he's doing, so we are so honored to have you for so many years. Thank you.
So the certificate reads, be it hereby known that the Bartlett, Illinois Police Department, having fully demonstrated its voluntary commitment to law enforcement excellence by living up to a body of standards deemed essential to the protection of life, health, and safety, and rights of its citizens and serves, and having exemplified the best professional practices in the conduct of its responsibilities, is hereby, upon the recommendation of the members of the Commission, awarded the Certificate of Advanced Accreditation effective the 22nd day of November 2023, and is recognized as an accredited law enforcement agency for the period of 4 years. This is your 9th award. Congratulations from the Commission.
You'll just work here. You're part of Bartlett, man.
All right, one more thing for the President's report this evening, and I have requested that Trustee Gansey read the Arbor Day Proclamation. Trustee Gansey.
Arbor Day Proclamation, whereas in 1872, J. Sterling Morton proposed to the Nebraska Board of Agriculture that a special day be set aside for the planting of trees. This holiday, called Arbor Day, was first observed with the planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska. Whereas Arbor Day is now observed throughout the nation and the world, and whereas trees can be a solution to combating climate change by reducing the erosion of our precious topsoil by wind and water, cutting heating and cooling costs, moderating the temperature, cleaning the air, producing life-giving oxygen, and providing habitat for wildlife. And whereas trees are a renewable resource, giving us paper, wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, and countless other wood products. And whereas trees in our village increase property values, enhance the economic vitality of business areas, and beautify our community. And whereas trees, wherever they are planted, are a source of joy and spiritual renewal. Now therefore, I, Stephanie Gansey, on behalf of the Village of Bartlett, Cook, DuPage, and King County, Illinois, do hereby proclaim April 26, 2024 as Arbor Day in the Village of Bartlett, and urge all citizens to celebrate Arbor Day and to support efforts to protect our trees and woodlands. And further, I urge all citizens to plant trees to gladden the heart and promote the well-being of this and future generations. Dated the 16th day of April, 2024.
Thank you, Trustee Gansey. This is going to be a good segue to Town Hall. Does anybody have any questions for staff?
No, I have a few comments that I'd like to
Okay.
make. You know, it's very appropriate that we had the commissioner reappointments tonight, because there's a number of people, commissioners, that we'd like to recognize for the years of service. On the Economic and Development Committee, we have Mike Dunsford with 1 year, and Ann Gunderkoff with 11 years. And on Fire and Police, we have Jane Kirkby. Are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine, thank you.
I thought you were crying. We have Jane Kirkby and John Sampe, both with 11 years. So congratulations to all of you. And again, thank you on behalf of the village for your service.
Yeah, if you're reappointed, please stand up and be recognized. Thank you. Thank you for being here.
I have a quick question for staff. I think Scott might be the best person to answer this. We had a resident reach out to us via email about West Bartlett Road, and I was just wondering what your game plan is for reaching out to some of our other taxing district partners and solving the issue.
Yeah, our game plan is to see if it's on Cook County's radar. I reached out to them. It's not on their radar. We're going to get it on their radar. We're taking pictures of the intersection. It is a little rough. And we're meeting with Cook County next week, and I'll be with the topics.
Excellent.
We'll definitely follow up the residents.
All right, thank you.
I also have something on that same note. Can I get an update for the residents that live near Prospect Avenue, what the time frame is that resurfacing is gonna happen? Because it's pretty bad over there now.
Yes. Right now, the contractor is trying to pressure test the force main. Once that gets done, then they can start doing some restoration work. The patch is top on the list as far as getting that. We were waiting for the asphalt plants to open up, but they should be ready to go. But we want to get a test to make sure that we don't put new asphalt down and have to dig up and repair a force main. So once they test out, we'll be able to get it patched. Oh, I hope it's much sooner than that. I'm hoping in the next few weeks.
Good to know.
I saw a post on Facebook questioning when the water tower would be painted, and I don't remember a time frame or what was happening with that project.
Schick Tower, I think I saw that one. They're actually going to be starting next week. That will take, it'll probably be through June into July to finish it.
I think there was maybe an additional post about the one in downtown.
Okay.
And I think that one's, we were talking about taking it down, or?
Right, that's why we haven't painted it yet, because we still are waiting, but the price on building a new tower, which is what needs to happen before we could take that one down, have been escalated, so we're kind of waiting to see if that comes back down.
Is that going to be maybe in next year's budget, or are we going to wait 2 years?
It's probably out at least a couple of years, just because we haven't seen a real decrease in steel prices yet. But we're hoping for it to drop.
One question I have for Christie. Have we had any updates or any movement on the redevelopment of the Sonic with Casey's?
DuPage County provided them with revised comments about 3 weeks ago. So once those revisions are through, I'm thinking they're going to be revising their building permit application.
So I see they're under construction on a few other locations, and I just want to make sure that Bartlett was still on their radar.
Yes.
Hey, Dan, can you go over the rerouting of the traffic with the water lines going in downtown Bartlett?
Sure. Starting next week, our contractor, Trine Construction, is going to be doing the water main project for Oak and North. So there's going to be construction going on downtown. They're going to start right at the tracks at Oak and Bartlett and head north up to Lake Street, with the plan being they should make it to about Hickory and Oak right around the time that school gets out, and then they can proceed north up to Lake while school is out, and then they would drop back and head from Western and north east to Prospect. During construction on Oak, Like for next week, we're going to be routing traffic western to north to bypass the Oak area. And as they're estimating anywhere from 200 to 300 feet per day. So that'll kind of give you an idea of where they'll be. As they will probably keep on that western to north route until they get north of north, then we would route people, I think they're going Hickory.
So basically, from the train tracks to North Avenue be closed starting next week? Starting Monday?
Starting on Monday.
So if people want to go to 120 or they want to go to the Bartlett Coin Shop or JC's, just park on the, like on the on the south side of the tracks and then walk over?
They still can park over by the water tower, all that parking over there.
Okay.
Bartlett, once we get, I think we're going to be one day at the intersection, then they'll be north of Bartlett, and then they would open that intersection back up, so you would be able to take and then head east.
So it should go pretty quick.
120 Live and all that. So it should really only be about a day, and we're thinking we might be able to even get northbound Oak traffic to be able to go on to Bartlett even when they first start up.
Awesome. Thank you.
Any other questions for staff? All right, that brings us to the town hall portion of our meeting this evening. If anybody would like to address the board, kindly step up to the podium, state your name and address for the record. For the clerk, Mr. Lacrocio.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm Bob LaCourcio. I'm the owner of Elgin Hyundai and Elgin Genesis that we've recently completed in town. We're happy to be here and happy to report that we opened our doors in the December of 23. And we appreciate the support of the board and the town and the village and help of Paul Schumacher. Thank you very much. All that remains to be done is some minor landscaping around the Genesis building, and for the most part, we're completed and open for business. And I'm very happy to say I don't think the treasurer's report reflected the first quarter business that we're 25% above our projected sales for the first 3 months. So we're real happy to be here and have to be part of the city of Bartlett. I handed out, I gave everyone a handout, I should say, and I'm sorry that I didn't to everybody in the group, but I wanted to just take this opportunity to mention that, as we know, we've made a major commitment, financial commitment in the Hyundai and Genesis building, and we chose to develop the far eastern property, as you see, as the inventory lot. And in the course of doing business and trying to develop the property, we also bought ER1, which is right here, the development site. You go to the next handout. This is our projected development. What we'd like to partner with the city, with the village of Bartlett, and hopefully build this project here. We're proposing to build a car wash and a retail development strip mall. And then behind the retail development strip mall, it's going to be a private storage facility for our dealership group. We're hoping to create more revenue from the strip mall. The car wash will probably be pretty much just our own customers and our own dealership group, but it'll be a public car wash as well, also creating tax revenue. And we're hoping that the city would consider a cannabis dispensary for our strip mall. So a consideration. We thought it's a nice out-of-the-way place and a destination for only coming there for that purpose and away from schools and libraries and churches and the actual community. Finally, I'd like to show our appreciation from our auto group, and we'd like to announce we're pledging $100,000 in light of the Arbor Day, in $100,000 of trees and shrubs we'd like to donate to the city of Bartlett.
Thank you.
Yeah, we would like to do this in a 3-year project, $33,000 a year, and it's for your choice, wherever you'd like it. If you want to plant trees in City Hall or at the schools or the library or any public place, it's really up to the city. Wherever you'd like us, our contractor to, bring in the trees or shrubs, we'd be happy to do it.
Thank you. It's very generous of you.
We'd like to work with whomever you choose from the city to just let us know when and how and where, and we'll make that happen.
I have one idea to throw out there for that. First, thank you. That's a generous
Well,
donation.
it was pretty timely.
We were looking for a holiday or a Christmas tree to be planted, or live tree in the park, because we were using a fake one. Just an idea.
That's pretty neat. We're also working on we have to get together the school district, working on donating 500 backpacks for children for each of the schools.
Fantastic.
They'll have our name on it, but it'll still be free backpacks for the kids.
Fantastic. Thanks for all of that.
Thank you. I hope I kept that under 3 minutes. Thank you for your help.
Thank you, Mr.
Proud of you.
LaGrocio, and thank you for coming to Bartlett and doing so well. Thank you. Thank you. You can get a big tree now. 300,000 will buy a big tree. Anyone else like to address the board at this time? Who is on? We got Chris there. Chris, is anyone on hybrid that would like to address the board?
No, Mayor, there is not.
Thank you, sir. We will move on to standing committee reports. And in lieu of asking each one of you about your reports, I'll let you know that we're all on consent. So with that being said, we will move down to new business. We do have one piece of new business. We're going to be reimagining, just kind of swapping out Boss's Signature's liquor license. So, if there is no disagreement, the liquor license is submitted by Boston Signature. The Class A allows for the retail sale of beer and wine and alcohol liquor for consumption on the premises, and Sunday through Thursday from 8 a.m. to 1 a.m. and 8 a.m. until 2 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. The redesignation there is just kind of a swap from one liquor license to a different modeled liquor license. So if nobody has any issues, we'll be issuing that.
Good.
Okay. So I would entertain a motion to approve the Class A liquor license submitted by Boss's Signature.
So moved.
Second. Moved by Trustee Daney, second by Trustee Hopkins. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Gansey?
Yes.
Gunstein? Yes. Hopkins?
Yes.
Laporte?
Yes.
Swansky?
Yes.
Daney?
Yes.
The motion carries. Anybody else have any new business that they would like to discuss? Anybody else have any questions for staff? All right, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Trustee Daney, seconded by Trustee Laporte. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Daney?
Yes.
Gansey?
Yes.
Gunstein?
Yes.
Hopkins? Laporte?
Yes.
Swansky?
Yes.
We are adjourned. Once again.